Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Timing is everything, is it not?
What do we do? Is it not?
Oh, let's go, baby. Yes. Hell yeah. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the pregame show.
Let's go.
Thank you for not being here because you're actually watching the broadcast.
Well, there's like 3 people here.
Hell yeah.
Guys, Nuggets are in Dallas for the... Wait, they were just in Dallas.
They're still in Dallas.
They're still in Dallas for a second game of a 2-game doubleheader at the worst possible time. The Nuggets, in air quotes here, taking on the Mavericks. But good news. I got the fellas back with me.
Hey!
First represented as always by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Use promo code DNVR. Dev's going to make us all money on this one. Dev, I grant you permission today. You could just give us Mavericks players to bet on.
Yeah.
That's all that they probably
This is the one game where that's okay.
Yeah, I'm
We
going
all have them.
all out. Over here, though, I do have the man himself, Harrison Wynn.
Are we at more full strength than the Nuggets? We're down one guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's a key player for us. So
We're
are
down-
the Nuggets.
we're down
Only
Facu.
one starter. Yeah. Oh, man. Wow. We're down one.
It was a short joke. It was a short joke. Now they go.
Yeah.
Over here, I've got a man who's, like me, has fallen in the mud, D-Line Co.
That's right. It's not just
great
me that
joke.
falls in the mud on this show. It's also Adam Mares, who fell in the mud in the most dramatic way I've ever seen. We were at the tailgate, and a ball was kicked at Adam, and it knocked the phone out of his hand.
Not my phone.
Adam didn't have great... Oh, Jesus Christ. The Broncos were about to blow. Adam
know
didn't
what
have great
happened.
spatial awareness. And
Didn't
then
even
he
get through the
toppled
intros before
over the
something
fence.
ridiculous just happened in the
And
Broncos
he
game.
took the fence down with him, and then he almost slid down in a whole hill.
I
It
honestly,
was
God, could have died
incredible.
today. I could have died today.
It was incredible.
I could have died today, man. Dev, it was a 20-foot fall I fell today.
I've seen the video multiple times. Might have sent it to other people that I know and said, this is an athlete.
This is an athlete. Honest to God, you should have been there. It was very athletic what happened.
I'm sure it looked
You
very
said-
athletic.
Yeah,
Oh, right.
can you put the camera back on me for a minute? I was right there, and athletic was not the way
Man,
I
this
was
is such
describing it.
BS. This is such BS. It was so athletic.
We needed an impartial third party to
I'm telling
come
you, he's
in
not
here
impartial.
who also
Well,
witnessed
let me
this.
just give you the facts because you saw the video, right?
I've seen it.
I'm holding a phone in my hand.
Okay.
The ball hits it out of my hand and behind me.
Okay.
It goes over this way. Somehow I turn around.
This is very George Costanza of you right now. I just have to say. That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah, Adam,
Who was it?
in Adam's story, he's Jerry Rice. In my telling of the story, he's Cosmo Kramer. So it's up to you.
All I can tell you is if you had a phone in your hand and it got kicked out of your hands and you had to turn around to catch it and you caught it, that would be a very impressive thing. That's what happened. I did fall down a mountain, though. Why are we talking about old stuff? Guys, later in the show, we're going to talk about whether or not the Utah Jazz, who just beat the Phoenix Suns and the Portland Trailblazers, are they now the team to beat in the Northwest? And if so, does that make you feel good about winning the Northwest?
Yes.
We'll talk about those things. We'll try to just put on a smile. You guys, what's that Joker meme where you like put the smile on?
Why
for
so
tonight's
serious?
Game? Yeah, we're going to do that for silver linings. There's some good things that have come out of this Jokic COVID.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, lots of good things. And then later we'll make some bets. But first, Harrison, give me some game notes.
I'm updating these on the fly here because some news coming out.
Okay.
Let me read off the starters for the Nuggets. I believe the same starters as last game.
Holy smokes.
Bruce Brown at the point, KCP, Michael Porter Jr., Jeff Green, and DeAndre Jordan.
That's the same starters.
Nikola Jokic.
It didn't work last time, but it might work this time.
We're
It
just-
actually wasn't
yeah.
their fault.
We're just running back
We're just-
everything tonight. Nikola Jokic out, Jamal Murray out, Aaron Gordon still out.
Damn.
Bones Highland, he popped up on the injury report today.
What?
Left hip soreness. Do you
Dude,
remember he missed
I
2
don't like
games
this.
with a left hip strain earlier
I don't
this
like
year?
this.
Well, he's playing tonight. He's available. Ish Smith, who has missed the last 8 games, will miss his 9th straight game tonight. He is out.
We need a new. Sorry, guys. We need a new hip trainer.
Yeah.
A hip trainer?
Just a
You
solely
mean like
hip
a
guy.
trainer?
Shakira is who
you
we
mean a
need.
trainer that
We need
hangs out in
Shakira.
Roto?
Don't lie.
Hips don't
Everybody knows
lie. I'm just saying. I feel like I never get these hip injuries. Everybody in hip
Anytime I
injuries.
hear the word hip, adductor,
Abductor.
core.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's adductor and abductor.
No, we became
Abductor or adductor.
We became core muscle.
Yeah. I know
experts.
everything there is to know about that area of the body.
And it sucks, man. So I don't like this. Like,
get
even though
nervous.
he's played and he's looked fine, like he hasn't looked like an issue, but I just don't like it, man.
Please miss this.
I don't
Yeah,
like it.
I don't like it either.
Well, the game that our
Yeah,
head
not yet.
coach.
It's going to the overtime. Don't waste it yet. I don't want to ruin it. I wanted it to happen. Okay. What else? What else do you have for game notes?
Let's see here. Maxi Kleber for the Mavs is still out.
Okay.
That's a good sign for the Nuggets. Reggie Bullock, who was questionable, is playing for the Mavs again.
Not gonna miss this one. Players don't want to miss an easy win.
I know. Yeah, they look at who's playing for Denver and they're like, "I'm good. I'm
Nail
good, coach."
time.
Yeah. Michael Malone before this game saying how apparently the players had a team dinner last night. While they were there, the coaches went out to play pickleball. The same place they went during their Oklahoma City trip. That comes via Mike Singer. So a team dinner last night, a players-only dinner, you could say. Interesting.
How come we never have a bloggers only dinner?
We eat together every day at the same place. Always
I
at the
just
bar.
feel like we should make it more formal. And then one of us should play pickleball. I'll do it.
In all sincerity, though, these things are good. Maybe this is one silver lining is, spending the night out there. Some of these guys get to come together a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, Dev, one of the things I'm curious about tonight, look, all eyes on Michael Porter. He's max contract player. He's played really poorly in the last 2 games. He's played really poorly in 3 of the last 4 games. And so this is a chance where it's like, hey, man, Nuggets win or lose, I don't know. I just want to see Michael Porter look like that guy. Even if it comes in a loss, I just want to see moments like right now. You look at him in the last couple games and you go, that's not one of the guys. It's not even like Bruce Brown's been better than him. All these other guys. Tonight, what do you expect from him?
What do I expect from him, or what do I want for him to prove?
Both. Just give us a little bit of both.
As far as wanting him to prove, you don't have to carry the team per se. You don't have to be that type of guy there without 3 starters. So I just want I want MPJ to just look like he's in a rhythm, like he can knock down shots, like himself, where he can create for himself, but also knock down the open threes once he gets them. Also, you've improved your handle this entire year. I want you to just respond in a way that you can show that you are a max player type of guy, where if the other guys are out, it's going to go to you, where you shoot it every single time. I wouldn't care or mind if he took 25 shots in a game.
Of course not.
I just really want him to look like he's that guy, even if he's not making them. That's how you get your mojo back, your confidence. I want him to look like a confident guy that they put everything on.
That's
Eric,
exactly it.
Hold on, though, Eric. It is confidence, but I want to give you one other word because this is what I want you to answer. Michael Porter looks miserable, man. He looks miserable, and some of this is you got to play well to feel good. But part of me thinks Michael Porter doesn't look happy to me. You got to be happy to be at your best. You were going to talk about the Utah Jazz lately. No expectations. That team is having the time of their life right now.
Yep.
I need Michael Porter to have the time of his life tonight.
He is happy when he's getting easy shots and getting to knock them down because he's being fed by Nikola Jokic. It's just, I would guess that he's really disappointed in how he's played. He, like us, was thinking okay, I get it. I'm going to go out there and show out and be the guy. And it's just gone so poorly.
Yeah.
It's just gone. It's not he's been pretty good. He's been awful.
Right.
Awful. And it's a huge bummer that he's clearly playing with no confidence at all. And it's Dev's right. If he just starts to confidently stride into those shots, go for them, knock it down, miss it, but just walk into it confidently, make powerful plays, not just reticent, he seems like he doesn't quite know what he should be doing at any given time.
Right, yeah, that's true.
Because he's not just posting up and waiting for the ball like he's been doing and being fed. He's having to create, and he just can't do it. He just can't.
Yeah.
It's as bad as Zeke Naji looked in Summer League when he was trying to explore his game.
Oh, God, that's such a terrible but yet apt comparison.
It's terrible. And Zeke Naji looked like he couldn't play basketball. And then we were all right, he just can't play that kind of basketball.
Michael Porter has kind of looked like that. He's not this bad. It's just sometimes
He's
there's
incredible.
a snowball effect.
But he is a specialist.
Did you feel like it was some shade that was thrown at him in Michael Malone's post-game quote the
Of
other
course.
day? You do?
Yes.
What do you make of that?
He's
What
right.
did he say post game again
said-
to remind
he
everyone?
He said it speaks to Nikola Jokic's greatness.
He was said
which is
somebody
that-
was asked about his struggles, and he goes, "Well, speaks to Jokic's greatness." Yeah, like that he could.
that Jokic, but Jokic just he needs to be. It's right. Like he's a complementary piece. He's a really incredible complementary piece, but he's not a complete player. He's definitely not a complete player, but we don't want him to be a complete player. He can be the most deadly specialist in the league.
Is there a player besides Michael Porter that you want tonight that you feel like is an opportunity, or hey, this would be a good story?
I mean, I think you could go to the bench and be like, oh, what if Peyton Watson played tonight a little bit, and
I
that
don't
could
think he's
be
gonna play.
a feel-good story. I don't see that happening. I mean, there's a chance for Bones to, take over. He can do that, but it's Porter. And then there's such a drop-off for me in terms of what the big storylines are tonight. And to go back to Dev's point, I just want to see some fire from Michael Porter, just some, confidence, and I just want to see him be in the game, not just in the game physically, but also mentally, too. Remember when he got benched and he wasn't on the floor for the end of the Boston game?
Right.
But a storyline that came out of it was, oh, this guy's on the bench. He's cheering. He's engaged. He's just in it.
Yeah.
He hasn't been in it in that same way these last couple. So I want to see that engagement from Porter tonight.
Do you think we will?
Maybe. I mean, if I had to bet, probably not, because this team is just in this holding pattern right now, and it seems like the vibes are incredibly low for reasons that are out of everybody's control. But you never know. That's the beauty of the NBA. You never know what's going to happen every night.
The Zeke Naji is the other guy for me, and one of the things that happened that was interesting in this last game was that Christian Wood pick and roll with Luka Doncic is so hard to guard. I'm telling you, I've talked about it in the last game. I'm afraid of the Mavericks more than I was before watching them in that game. Not because, with shorthanded Nuggets, but just because I saw them do a thing that Denver has never shown an ability to do. Tonight, I hope Malone goes quickly to small lineups. When Wood checks into the game, I hope Zeke Naji checks into the game. And they say, you know what, we're going to switch these actions. We're going to try to put big players around the court and take that away. And let's see if Zeke can guard Luka in space. Nobody can guard Luka in space, so asking him to do it to shut him down, that's not it. But can he just make an impact to where everything was so easy for the Mavs in that game on offense? I want to see if guys like Zeke, Vlatko, Jeff Green, if they get an opportunity to be out there, can they just show something that's like, hey, you know what? Back pocket. When we see the Mavs in 2-3 months, we go back to that and see if it works still.
The best part about the back pocket and doing it is the Mavs in 2-3 months are not going to look back at this game and say, this is how Denver is defending the pick and roll. This is not how Denver is going to put a guy on them. But it's a good challenge for guys like Christian Brown, Zeke Naji, and guys that just have to earn more minutes, and they're going to have to do it on the defensive end. But also it gives Malone an ability to try to slow down that pick and roll, because it's historically since he's been here, they haven't been able to slow that down at all.
Right.
So this is a crack at it, just trying to see if you could switch it or take it out of his hands, what it looks like when you do those doubles. No one expects them to win this type of games, but at least take some pride into it and just try to find something out of it. And I think that trying to stop that pick and roll will be the best option.
If it was so easy for Dallas last game, why not throw Peyton Watson out there for 5 minutes and see what happens?
Oh,
I mean, he's one of the best defenders on your roster right now.
Is he?
I think so. I mean, he's a better defender than a Jeff Green per se.
I
He's
don't know
long,
if that's
he's
true,
range.
man.
Why
I
not
don't
throw
think
him
that's
out there
true.
for 5 minutes and see what happens? If it goes well, play him in the second half. If it doesn't, keep him on the bench the rest of the game. What do you have to
there are
lose tonight?
matchups that I would be intrigued by that. This isn't one of them. Peyton Watson's too little, man.
For Luka Doncic?
Yeah, man.
He's bigger than Aaron Gordon, Peyton Watson.
Not heavier.
No, he's
yeah,
not
but
heavier.
longer.
But
He
yeah,
looks
but you got to
so
be
good.
heavy though, man.
He looks so good in those clips you posted, Harrison, and the playing for the gold. Peyton Watson looked way bigger. Obviously, because people are smaller in the G League, probably on average in aggregate. But I was like, man, he's playing big. This guy looks big. I don't know. Just it's I'm also intrigued by just a rangy defender.
These are the times when you can do
we
that.
have nothing to lose.
Right.
Guys, I was channel surfing last night.
Oh.
And I get over to the Utah Jazz in the fourth quarter, and I'm just like, you know what? Let's see what's happening here. They're like a storm back behind Lowry Markkanen, a.k.a. Lowry Bird, and more importantly, Jordan Clarkson, who I think had 11 points in the final 4 minutes. just absolute killer getting to his spots and elevating. And I'm watching this team and I'm going, that is the 2013 Denver Nuggets. I don't think they're a championship contender, but man, they are legit. And they just got big boy wins against the Phoenix Suns and then followed it up on the second night of a road back-to-back going to Portland and then picked up a win in Portland. Those are some great wins. Okay.
Whenever you just hear somebody screaming no consecutive times from down at the bar, it can't be
not
good.
Great. But I honestly, I'm looking at this and I go, Portland, I don't believe in. I honestly think Portland's crashing back to earth a little bit. I think they're better than I thought they were going to be, but I thought they would be terrible.
Lillard's hurt
now
too.
they're merely, I think he got hurt, but I mean, I don't think it's. But I just don't think they're great. But I think Utah is. I think Utah might be a 48, 49, 50 win team this year. And that might be the team Denver's going to have to beat out in the Northwest. What do you think, Dev?
Not only is it about vibes because they are playing like fun basketball, but also they're playing inspired. Like that's a group of guys that just really want to prove themselves and they want to go and get wins. And that just matters. He
Broncos
said
just
goodbye.
lost.
Yeah, Broncos, man. That's sad. Those guys, just like the Oakland Raiders, want to win. They want to win these type of games, and they're doing anything that they can to make it happen. So, tough stuff. Tough stuff.
Okay, here's the thing about the Jazz. They have a formula that can rack up a ton of wins in the regular season where they just shoot a lot of threes. They have a lot of good shooters, and they're good enough defensively to where if they just shoot 40% from three, they have a great shot at winning that game. That's one. Number two, those guys have nothing to lose. They're playing together. They play with energy every single night. Everybody is fighting for their respect on that Jazz team. Everybody thinks they have a lot to prove. I mean, just think of some of the guys in that rotation. Lauri Markkanen, the Bulls gave up on him. Jared Vanderbilt, Malik Beasley. Tim Conley's given up on them twice.
Yeah. Beasley's playing great, by the way. Did you see he had 29 points 2 games ago and 27 points last game?
Player.
6
Mike
threes.
Conley.
He has 13 threes in the last 2 games.
He was so good for Denver.
He's putting up... Dude, Michael Porter has not put up back-to-back 27-plus games this year. Think about that. He put up basically like prime MPJ numbers over the last 2 games. I mean, he's not that...
So they got a lot of guys like that who think the entire NBA is against them and they got a lot to prove. The other thing is, I don't think there's an elite team in the West right now.
There's not.
And maybe there isn't that just power at the top of the West this season.
There's not. I'm convinced of it.
It's a wide open field. I think this year more so than any other year. And the Jazz are just playing good basketball right now.
We've talked about this, Eric, but being a Nuggets fan is about like having the thing, being right about it, but never getting to prove it to anyone.
Yeah.
And that's where we're at right now. The Nuggets are good, man.
Dude, being a Nuggets fan is just about sitting on your hands. Like all the time. You're like, oh,
You're cold?
sick. Yeah, dude, I'm cold. You just like, you have something, you're like, oh, I can't really talk. I can't even use the S word around being.
You can't use it. You can't use
That's
it.
what it is.
Don't you dare.
Again, like the goddamn Lakers, that's how they live their lives. They're not punished. Why are we punished all the time? What is it we've done? Oh God. It's frustrating, yes. I was telling somebody earlier, also I told you this, like I've seen all I need to see from the Denver Nuggets, honestly. Like I know that they have it, you know, and now I'm like I'm suddenly can we just get to the playoffs guy?
At the moment, no, because we're in the play-in. So,
but the Nuggets have it. I'm telling you, like they have it. Like they would win, they'd get in, they would beat. The Nuggets are assuming health, obviously.
Right.
Like, with health, the Nuggets have it. Like I don't need to see too much more outside of like it's just enjoyable to watch the goddamn team, but. Yes, for the last 2 years, it's just like we just have to sit and be like, haha, yeah, Suns in 4. That's right, they won in 4 games, or if only we had Jamal Murray, and like all of these things where you're like, yes, that's right. You don't get it, like you don't understand that we are just diminished in a way that's not due to the construction of this basketball team. We're just hated by God Himself.
That part is a very tough break, the God Himself part. I will say this though, like. You know, the point of me wanting to talk about the Jazz tonight was that I'm very impressed with them, but also at no way concerned about them. And they are the class right now of the Western Conference. I know that'll change. But I just look at this and I go, the Northwest Division is Denver's for the taking. And I think the West is Denver's for the taking. Not that they're entitled to it, but that there's no reason they can't get to be there. And we're just back in purgatory. We got out of purgatory.
The P word.
Yeah, the P word. We got out of purgatory, and then they're like, just go back we're just visiting. It's like Monopoly. Go back to jail. We're just visiting, but we're still there.
No, here's the thing. We were never out of it.
We were never out of it. Hopefully we get out of it on Tuesday. Also wanted to say here, let's do some silver linings, because you guys have been downers. The Broncos lost mid-show.
Yeah.
Jokic is out, all this stuff. Let's do some silver linings. Who wants to start us off?
I'll start us out. The silver lining right now is that everyone in the West is doing bad. If Utah Jazz are in first place, so like you said, the West is for the taking, and the Nuggets do not quite have their footing right now, but at least it's not such a big gap where they're, not punting, but like, is it worth trying to go after that top seed? And it is. They're, when they're healthy, they're playing good basketball. They still have the best, player in the world and the back-to-back MVP, and they're restful. Like, they get to be rested. So when they come back, it's time to make a real push and go after it.
Yeah. You got one for me,
My
Mr. Optimism?
Yeah, my silver lining is that I get to watch Adam Mares topple over a fence and fall almost down an entire cliff. It was
Hilarious.
It was fucking hilarious. As soon as I found out he was okay, I started off.
Did you really concern for me for a moment?
Well, I was like,
it was a cliff.
Is that how bad it was? There was legitimate concern.
Man. It's like a good. I mean, I could have I don't know.
I mean,
chipped a tooth or something.
I know that you have the empirical evidence that I did not come to your aid in any way, which would make it seem like maybe I wasn't that concerned for your safety
At all.
But it was delicious.
Delicious.
there we go.
Wow. I'll say that we've been able to find out that Zeke Naji is still alive and he still is on this team.
I thought he was a not bad man.
And
this last
on
one.
a serious note, yeah, that's where I was going. We've seen that he can still do some of the things that get us excited about Zeke Naji every time we talk about him. And so, like we were talking about earlier, I hope he plays a lot tonight. I hope he subs into the first quarter when Christian Wood does. I hope he plays like more minutes than DeAndre Jordan tonight, because I feel like he could be useful. And yeah, hopefully he continues to play more and more.
I think a silver lining for me is that Malone did have speaks to the greatness of Nikola Jokic, which I think is I think it was a kind of a dick thing to say. Malone gets hot after games. He loses himself a little bit, but he wasn't wrong. And more to the point, I think Michael Porter has done a great job this season of buying into the system. I think this was another one of those ones that's yes, reminder that the whole thing is about coming together and being a cohesive unit. And when you don't do that, guys like Luka Doncic are not afraid of you. They're not afraid of any of Luka's not afraid of you individually. So you try to make this an individual battle, you're probably going to lose. You have to come together, and I just think these last couple games of this. And then lastly, if there's one other selfish silver lining, Yoke's not going to win the MVP this year.
No.
But do you guys know that when he's on the court, the Nuggets have outscored opponents by 112 points, the second most in the NBA, behind Sam Hauser somehow.
What?
But yeah, he's number one. But there's only, I think, 4 players
Maybe
that have...
Sam Hauser should win the MVP.
Yeah, Jokic plus 112. When Jokic is off the court, the Nuggets have been outscored by 113. We're back, baby.
Man.
We're back. This is what happened last year, that somehow Jokic was only as great as the Nuggets were terrible without him. It was like the perfect balance. We're back somehow.
We never left again. That's the thing. If ever you want to lie to yourself about the Denver Nuggets, just tell yourself it's not only Nikola Jokic that makes this team work. It is that's all it is. That's all we have going. It doesn't matter. We have guys that are pretty good. They're good, but they're not Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic is transcendent. So the silver lining is this gives you more opportunity to just sit back and appreciate his otherworldly greatness, and just when he comes back, he'll be like, "Oh, thank God, never leave us again, please."
All right, everybody, open up that DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use promo code DNVR,
right.
and let's listen to Dev as he gives us which Mavericks players are going to score a bunch tonight.
You guys are in for a treat if that's what you think I'm going to do.
He cracks himself up.
He had that line ready to go all
Nuggets
day.
are 10-point underdogs again, and they're missing everyone.
Yeah, go ahead and take
It's
that.
just a rewind.
Yeah.
It's just a rewind of what we just
So
seen.
take the segment from Friday's show.
Look, I don't expect this team to play better than they did last time.
No,
I
there
want
are
them
no
to, I
adjustments.
want them to try harder, but not better. The Mavs wasn't messing around with them. Guess what? Mavs minus 10 just seems like it's a good take.
Luka did not try in that game. That's the thing, is that there was a blowout. It was 30 points, and Luka was like, guys, if I needed to go a little harder, I would.
Yeah, that sucks, man. That really
But I
was-
got to get to the bar after this.
That was sad. Last game we liked the over under of 217. It hit the over. I think it's going to hit the over again. The Mavericks can score whenever they want to, and I think that they're going to just continue to try to pile it on.
Okay.
That's just what they're doing right now. Same thing again. We're going to go on Luka's over on assist. 7.5 is just too easy, and he looks like he's going after triple doubles again. So you might as well just get the over 8 or whatever the case may be into it.
Yeah, I don't understand that line.
Yeah, they continue to.
I
put
think
it too low.
I think they must assume that he's like the game will be out of hand.
He does not care. Truly, he plays.
That's
his
so.
minutes.
That's actually a great counterpoint, because they were up like 30 in the last game.
They put him back in.
They put him in, and you're like, oh, they want him to get a triple double, and he's like, got a triple double, stayed in again.
He still stayed. He played from halftime all the way through to like the end of the fourth. Like it was
Wow.
crazy. Like the middle of the fourth, they finally took him out. It was over. Christian Wood over 17.5. That's too low. We just seen that he can score whenever he wants to, and he's aggressive. I think he's going to do the exact same thing again.
Okay, yeah.
I have the under 17.5 points for Michael Porter Jr.
Oh, God.
He can't create for himself. I'm sorry. He can't create for himself until I
Oh.
see him get 17.5.
Well,
I'm just gonna have to
I'm like
go
way
with
more
that.
bummed out than I was.
I know.
Yeah,
I thought I
exactly.
was giving you a green light, but you didn't have to like take advantage of
You
the
didn't have
green
to
light
run- you
here,
didn't
man.
have to run- you didn't have to run over a pedestrian.
I gave you the green light to take Dallas overs, not Nuggets unders. What's
Yeah.
going on
Yeah,
here?
you could have been like, you could just been like bet on, just been like, oh, they're probably pretty tired. Not like, oh, everyone on our side is a loser.
Man, I'm like in playoff form. All right. So
I'm not taking the Michael Porter bet.
for my lock.
You know what? I'm taking Michael Porter over. You guys hop
go.
on with me.
Oh,
We're going
no.
Michael Porter
I'm
over.
with you. This is the night.
This is
Oh,
the night,
no.
baby. He's going to show some. They're going to lose, but he's
no.
going over.
This,
All right.
I hate where we are right
All
now.
right. I hate that you guys are
Let's
going to
go to
lose
war
money
with
with
him. I
those
can't
guys.
wait. If we get this one in the post game, I cannot
The
wait.
lock.
I kind of want to throw a Michael Porter first quarter threes.
Yeah, do that. Do that. The lock that I have is over. Bruce Brown, points, rebounds, and assists.
Oh,
They continue
I
to
like
put that
that.
too
Good
low.
one.
He's
Another
been
good
he's
game.
been
Yeah.
hitting that, and it's just too easy.
25 and a half?
25 and a half. He's got it.
That's
and
the
it's
lock?
been happening. It's the lock. Points, rebounds, and assists for him.
I'm trying. All righty, buddy. I like how he gave me one to hang my hat on. So, all right. Bruce Brown, points, rebounds, and assists. You said, I can't wait. Michael Porter.
That was a rough
Whose
segment.
side are you on? Dev's side or me and Wynn's side? Where are you at? Take a side. Take a side.
I gotta say, guys, I'm kind of with Dev.
Pick a
Post
side
game
and
show's
stay
going to be
there.
either
I
really fun
can't
or
wait.
miserable
I
for
can't
us.
wait
They're
for the
going
post-game
to
show.
separate the winners and the losers by a count.
This is how you have fun with games that you have no faith at all in. You put a little dumb $5 bets on. By the way, be responsible betting, guys. Nothing crazy. Yeah, you put a little $5 on it. Sprinkle some bets around.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to talk trash to you or listen to you talk trash
Have
to
more
me.
mud dumped all
thrown
over you.
Back in the mud after the post game. Hit the like on the way out, guys. Go Nugs.
Go Nugs.